everyone, it's Mithrilda, and today I'll be talking about Japanese, why I'm learning it, how far I've gotten, and this Japanese language learning project game that I've been working on. So, you might be wondering, how does this fit into your channel? All you do is art. Basically, the short story is, I've always wanted my channel to focus on learning and showing how much you can do without much skill or talent to begin with, and how you can use time and effort to develop that skill. And for my entire channel's life, that thing has been art, because there's nothing else I've been so passionate about. But now I've really fallen in love with Japanese, so I want to record my progress doing this as well. I really think the principle of how you can learn anything, you can learn to do anything as long as you put time and effort into it. It really applies to any skill you can possibly want to learn. So I think it's just proving my point to start applying that to Japanese, as someone who has had no experience in it before. So, the reason why I'm learning Japanese is because I really love anime. I love watching anime so much, and I watch a lot of anime. And one day I just thought, if I'm gonna spend so much time watching anime, I might as well use it to develop some skill, being learning Japanese. And I did a little bit of research, and the more research I did, I realized, wow, if I learn Japanese, then I'll be able to read manga, and that would be really cool. I can listen to anime without subtitles. That sounds pretty dope. I can watch Japanese TV and speak Japanese. That all sounds really nice. Then I kept doing research, and then I realized that Japanese culture is really cool. Like, I started learning about the history and some of the festivals, and I'm really looking forward to learning more. And then the more research I did, the more I realized I want to go to Japan. It seems like such a cool place to visit, and learning Japanese would help with that. So basically what happened is, I love anime, and now all of a sudden I love Japan and Japanese, and I'm just pumped to be learning Japanese. So it's been exactly a month since I started learning Japanese, and that's the progress I'm going to be talking about today. A little bit of background on Japanese for anyone who doesn't know anything about it, like I went into this. Everything I'm going to be telling you from now to the end of the video, I had no idea about when I started. Basically, in Japanese, there are 3 ways you can write any word. You can write it using these symbols called hiragana. Each one of these represents a specific syllable. These are used to write Japanese words. You can also write a word using katakana. These all represent the same syllables with different symbols, and these are used for things like loan words and sound effects. Or you can also write them using kanji, which are Chinese characters. From the research that I did online, it's generally advised that you learn to read hiragana and katakana first, and learn how to pronounce them, so then you have a base for learning the rest of the language. And so I did. It took me about a week to learn both systems, so it really didn't take all that long in the grand scheme of things. And I think I've got them mastered down pretty well. However, there are some that still give me trouble even now, a month later, and I've been reviewing them every day since I learned them using a spaced repetition software. So it doesn't show me all of them every day, it just shows me ones that I'm having trouble with, and I'm still having trouble with some of them. So, basically, my goal with Japanese is to be able to watch anime, read manga and novels, and to speak it, which is basically everything. So therefore, I need to tackle each one of them, because if I focus too much on one, then I won't learn enough of the others. And I really wanted to incorporate anime into my learning routine, because it's why I wanted to start learning in the first place, and I want to use it as a learning tool. So I felt like it was important to just dive right into learning some vocabulary, learning some basic grammar, learning some basic kanji, and then building up from there. Because, once you see a word, once you see a certain way that a sentence works, when you see it again, like in a show, it'll just reinforce that and let you learn it better. If you just watch a ton of anime without learning any vocabulary, what the words mean, how the sentences work, then it's all just noise and it doesn't help you learn at all. Which is why I know no Japanese, even though I've watched anime for years. I can't even describe how exciting it is whenever I see a word that I've learned or a particular sentence that I understand out in the wild whenever I'm watching anime. And if it's happened so soon for me, then I can't even wait for how much I'm going to be able to understand when I study it for even longer. But where does conversation come into this? This is where he comes in. This is my Japanese language learning buddy. We started learning Japanese together a month ago, and we're at about the same place. We're using different resources, but we're like coming back and checking in with each other on our progress and stuff, and trying to practice our conversation skills, which is going great. Okay. はじめまして。
はじめまして、ミユルです。
そう、ミツハです。
出身はどこですか？
出身はテキサス州のオーステンです。あなた？
出身はオーステンです。
そう。
だ出身は
学生ですか？
はい、あなたは？
学生です。
ホテルはどこですか？
遠いです。
出身はカナダですか？
カナダですか？
です。
I feel like...
ですね。
Yeah, I feel like it
です
would be
ね。
ね。
出身はカナダですね。
いいえ、違います。彼は高いです。
はい、あなたは短いですね。
はい、そうですね。暑いです。
暑いです。はい。
The AC is off, so there's no background noise for this recording.
It is very hot in
so
here.
hot.
It is very
we're in
hot
Houston.
and humid in here.
Yeah, this is the worst.
It's pretty bad.
これは面白いですね。
はい、超面白い。
This part took an hour to record because we can't actually speak Japanese. じゃあまた。
じゃあまた。
As you can see, our skills are not great, but they're like literally a million times better than what they were a month ago. And I am so excited to learn more things to say and how to say them in Japanese. One last thing I want to talk about is this video game project thing that I've been working on. Okay, so one last thing I want to talk about is this Japanese language learning game that I'm trying to make. I've always wanted to make something like this. And back when I was trying to learn how to read Chinese, I was trying to make it for Chinese. But now that I'm learning Japanese, this is perfect. I wanted to learn how to draw because I wanted to make a visual novel. And I don't know, this is just like the nexus of everything I love in my life. Japanese, art, programming, video games, it's great. So I drew this cute little picture of myself. I got this background from someone online, thanks. And I got the story, the voice, and the translation from a website. But eventually, I want to start writing my own stories, like interesting stories that people will want to play. I'm not trying to make a language like teaching game or anything. I don't want to teach it. I just want to make a real video game that's interesting, but can also be read by people who have a more limited vocabulary. And so this is vaguely how it works. This is like my little demo.
昔々江戸の神田に一人の大工がいました
So here's like a replay audio button. You can show the translation and you can show the vocabulary. So basically it stays out of the way for anyone who wants to practice what they're learning. But you always have these here in case you need it, like within easy reach.
方々が死んでとても寂しかった大工は一匹の三毛猫を可愛がっていました
There's even a scroll bar because I ran out of room and had to take like a 2-hour detour to implement it. But I think there's a lot of potential here. It's something that I've always wanted as I'm learning a language. So I feel like this would be a cool way to learn it and make a cool resource for other people in the community. So that's a little bit of an overview of my Japanese progress, what I've been doing, and what I want to do with it, like with my game and stuff. I'm really excited to make more progress on it, and I hope to check in with y'all soon.